Yes, I'm just walking around in my local park, so if you hear any background noise, that'll be the reason why. Just been to the little cafe in the park to get a coffee to go. Just have this little chat with you guys, as it's the first time in a long time that I've made an episode on this channel, or any other podcasting channel for that matter, because I've got a couple. I think the other ones have pretty much abandoned because they've fulfilled their purpose, as I would say. But this one is one I want to keep going. And changing things a little bit, slightly. Whereas this channel started off as one for original Japanese Reiki, I'm expanding that to include all spiritual topics. And one of the main reasons for that is that over the last 9 months, year or so, since I last posted, I've been on a bit of a spiritual journey myself and expanded my awareness of what is happening, not only in this realm that we live in, but in other realms. You know, so I've been studying mediumship, psychic development, and related topics. So I'll be including these in upcoming episodes. And as for today, as I said, I'm just walking around, enjoying myself. It's a nice winter's morning, it's dry. Sun's not out, but it's trying to peek through the clouds, but it's nice. And enjoying some coffee, just going to take a slurp. Yeah. And as I normally do when I'm doing things like this, I kind of think about stuff. And one of the things that has come to mind is because you got all the situation now currently between Russia and Ukraine, but there's also other places in the world. You've still got things going on in Myanmar, Afghanistan. There's things in China still going on, and Syria, and lots of other places that don't make the headline mainstream news and things like that. Obviously, the situation with Ukraine is a little bit worrying and all that, but how worried should we be? And when you look at it from a point of, so, biblical view, and I'm just going to touch on this, you know, they say that God is love. Well, if that was the case, why is all this suffering happening? And it's not just in these countries, but in other countries as well. You know, all around the world, in life in general, people are suffering, apparently, because of different illnesses and diseases and all kinds of things like that, as well as the situation where there's wars and conflicts and political intrigue and stuff like that as well. So why is that? What we should keep in mind, and it's something I've come to learn, I've heard of over the years, but never really fully appreciated it until more recently, is the fact that we are humans in this realm, but we're in a physical body. But what we actually are spiritual beings or energy beings. I think I may have mentioned this before, because it means that we are all connected, we are all one, and we're all bonded together in the energetic field, if you like, or whatever way you want to call it. And quantum physics and things like that have been bearing that out. Everything on and around this planet is made of energy. Everything within the universe is all made of energy, and we're all part of that. So if that is the case, there has to be an intelligent source that brought that all together to form it, to bring it together in the way that we are enjoying it, you know, having our lives here, and perhaps on other planets there may also be life. We don't know yet. You know, when we look at the stars, we're looking into the past, aren't we? You know, so we don't know what's gone on there, what is going on there, and maybe we'll never know in that sense. However, there is a resurgence of spirituality going on right now throughout the world, not only because of situation in Eastern Europe, but because of everything else that's going on around the world. And it sounds like an unhappy kid somewhere. Apologies for that. One of the dangers of recording outside. But yeah, there is a resurgence because they are saying that a lot more younger ones are becoming more aware of the world situation. They're becoming more aware of the climate, for example, but also in more esoteric matters as well. And I think that's very important because I'm an advanced tarot practitioner. So I use tarot a lot, and that's part of I have my practice and so on, and later I'll be adding mediumship into that. I'm calling myself a medium in training, at the moment, but that will come into it as well as a Reiki master teacher in the Usui Reiki system. So I'll work with the energy, I'll work with all of that, and the younger people are becoming more and more interested in it, because up until now, the average age of those who were moving into this kind of field, if you like, were basically middle-aged. You're talking 40 plus. Certainly for me, when I got into Reiki and things like that, I was into my middle age. I was past 50. Yeah, so that would seem to be the way it is. Yet younger people, if you look on Instagram, TikTok and other social media platforms and so on, there are younger people in their late teens, 20s, more involved with Reiki, tarot, other spiritual practices, yoga and meditations and things like that. And it's just absolutely fascinating. It's absolutely brilliant to witness. And I think that's very important. That shows that there is a wave of love and positivity going out into the world. We can see from recent years, with the climate change protests, which are still going on all around the world as well, but the young people are very much involved with that, with Greta Thunberg and others. And in other areas of life, they are very much involved, even in politics. They've taken a greater interest in how their particular countries are being run, if they're in a democratic area, and if not, they may still be taking a greater interest in how their countries are run, but maybe keeping a little bit sort of below the parapet in that sense, and understandably so. But God is love, and that love is permeating throughout the earth right now. And what we have to take into account is that it's just not positive energy out there, there is also negative. And I feel that with all the increase in power struggles, wars, conflicts and stuff like that over recent times, that says to me that the negativity is starting to push back to resist this surge of positivity that's sweeping around our earth, our globe, our current home at this moment in time. So obviously you're always going to get a pushback, aren't you? And the greater the pushback, I would say, then the greater the strength of the positivity there is. So all these things are happening right now, tragic though they are, traumatic even that they are, these are all happening as a resistance to this positivity, because those who are, as Suzanne Giesemann puts it quite rightly, using their free will but gone awry with it, they don't want to lose that power that they've built up. So they're resisting, using everything in their disposal to do that. And I think that's important for us to keep in mind. So what can we do about it as individuals or collectively? As individuals, we can obviously accept, yes, these things are going on, and there's not a lot we can do as individuals to control it. We can't influence it in any way, shape or form in the sense of taking active or practical action, because You know, if we push against that by ourselves, as many have already tried to do, it could have disastrous consequences. However, what we can do collectively is continue to send out those prayers and thoughts and blessings and vibes and intentions to world leaders and all those in positions of power and authority, with that collective intention that they use or are influenced by this positive energy to do the good and beneficial thing for those that they care for, all those that they are responsible for, and all those who they influence and inspire on a much wider scale. Back in the 80s, the power of prayer was demonstrated when it brought a ceasefire in the conflict in Beirut at that time. Others have tried to do similar things and have had various and varying results. And certainly there are those who do get together in large groups every year to pray for a day of peace, to have this one day where we can feel safe. Well, how come we don't do that every day? Why don't we all together every morning or every evening or at some point during the day just let your mind focus on sending out love and peace to all those in the world who need it? You don't have to name particular conflicts or situations. Just send it out, that love and peace. Just a few minutes, that's all it takes before you go to bed, or just after you wake up, or whatever it happens to be, or sometime during the day, sitting quietly, coming from your heart, dropping down into your heart and sending that heartfelt love out to all those who need it, all for their highest and greatest good. I'm pretty sure if we all got to do that on a daily basis and a regular basis, the situation would indeed change. I certainly do it as part of my morning and evening practice, and I certainly do believe that others collectively around in the energetic field are doing that as well. So those are my thoughts for this time, and I just thought I'd say hello once again and start off with another heavy topic as I finished off last time. There will be more coming on the way, so look forward to that. In the meantime, I wish you all love and light and blessings eternal. Until next time, bye bye.